Hi guys, welcome to the second part of this series, product visualization series. In the previous tutorial, I showed us how to model this flask and its cover. And then if you are not seen that, I would appreciate you just check the link in the description so that you can follow up with that before you come back to this. But in this tutorial, we are going to be looking at how to unwrap this product so that it will be easy for us for texturing. So that's just what this is going to be about. So let's just quickly get to this. So I'm going to take this one product at a time, one part at a time. So I'll start with the cap. So I'm just going to hit forward slash to isolate that, and then we can quickly um, unwrap this product. All right. So first thing I'm going to do is hit N on my keyboard to check at this transform tool. I want to be sure that I have my scales to one to one to one. In case if yours is not one to one to one, just hit Control A, and then it will bring up the apply menu. You choose the scale and it will turn that to one to one. So that's the first thing I want to do. So the second thing I'm going to do is to go to my UV layout, UV edit layout, and it's going to take me to edit mode. And because for you to UV unwrap, you have to actually have to be in the edit mode. So I'm still going to hit forward slash again to see what I'm going to unwrap. So I'm going to see some issues here, which I want to solve before I do anything. So let me just quickly do that. So if I go to edge mode, and then I'm going to select this edge by hitting Alt and click on that edge, and I will do the same thing here, Shift Alt. And why we have this issue is because we already um, we have modified this object. So I just went to X-ray mode. You remember when in the previous video we were trying to move these parts down, so that's why we have that issue. So I'm going to just continue with that. I'm selecting that edge, and then I'm also selecting this edge. All of these edges, I might need to go to X-ray mode in order for me to see what I'm selecting. So I have this edge selected. I'm going to bevel that, Control B to bevel, and I'm just going to bevel that a little bit like so. And that should do a little bit of a fix to that point, just a little bit, and don't have too much of that artifact that's gone away. And the same thing, I'm going to do another thing here. So I'll go to my face mode, select this face. I'm going to hit I for inset or inner extrusion, and that will is actually called inset faces. So I'm mixing words for. So you do your insert, and then that will create an insert for that. So once I have this done, the next thing is I need to now decide how I want to unwrap this. So basically, what unwrap is me taking 3D products and slicing the 3D products, making it flat on a plane, so that we can texture that. So just imagine you have this product and you are cutting it using your scissors to cut at different sections. And when you are cutting them, you want to um, try to flatten it so that we can have it on a plane. So that's what UV unwrapping is. So when you are cutting those products, that is called seams. So those sections where you're going to cut your product, they are called seams. So you have to decide where you are going to be cutting this product from, and then you can get your seams from there. So I'm going to start by doing this top. So I'm going to go to my edge mode, select this top edge like so, hold down Alt. I want to have that top edge selected. Once I have it selected, I'm going to hit U on my keyboard, or I can click on this UV menu, and I'm going to mark seam. It's going to turn that to red. So what it has done basically now is to register that section to Blender. For Blender to know that this section, I'm going to be cutting this by the time I want to unwrap. All right, so that is that. So the next thing is I'm going to do similar thing down here. So Alt and click on that section. I want to be sure I've clicked on what I want. Yeah. Then I'll use U for the shortcut, mark seam, and that will mark that seam right there. And now once I have that done, I'm also going to mark out this place because I'm going to be having a separate object. I could actually leave it, it doesn't really matter. But then, so I also want to create a line in between to cut through. So I'll just go to this middle line, Alt and click. It's going to cut this all the way here, but I'm going to take this out by holding down Control. Sorry, by holding down Shift to click this out, and then I'm going to do similar thing here, Alt and Shift to include this in my cut, and this gets down here. And I actually do not want this. I'll just hold down Shift and get rid of that. I also want to be sure that every of this is cut. You can see as I'm trying to zoom into this place, I'm having clipping going on. So it's because this object is already small, it's small, so it's kind of clipping. So I can actually change this by hitting N on my keyboard. I'll go to the view and I'll go to the start clip. The start clip is the closest to the camera and the end clip is farther from the camera. So anytime I get close, I want this to reduce. So I'm going to reduce this to like 0.1, something like that. So if I zoom in, you can see I can really go into this product and nothing happens. I don't get to have that clipping. So I want to be sure, I want to go to X-ray mode to see what I want to select. So let's add this to the selection. So we are beginning to see that we already have some parts intersecting itself. So but then let's just select them. It's not going to be, we're not going to be seeing them anyway. So I don't have that time to start working on this. But then there are some things you can let go of if you once you know that you're not going to be seeing them. All right. So once I have this done, I'm going to mark seam, and that will be marked. So I want to do the same thing for this section. So I'm going to mark this part, and you can see that it's giving me problem trying to zoom into this place. And so what I can do is I just select one of these, hit period key on my keyboard so that it can focus on that edge, so it will be easier for me to orbit. So Alt and click that, Alt and Shift to click that, Alt Shift click that, Alt Shift click, and then I am going to view mark seam. I'll do the same thing here. Alt to click this first, Alt Shift, and then Alt Shift. So another thing with this marking of a seam is that it's going to automatically convert each of those sections to an island. So I can select this separately from this section and from this and also from that section. So that's what it will do. So for this other one, I'm going to mark seam around this. I'll just Alt and click this so that it goes through. So I'm purposely marking seam where camera will not see. So I don't want to mark it in front where camera is going to see. Obviously, if I'm here, if my shot is here, the camera will not really see that part. So that's why I'm marking the same way I know that the camera will not see. So you mark seams. So once I have all of this done and I've marked these seams where I'm going to be cutting through, and then I'll have to switch to face mode. Once I switch to face mode, A to select all of the faces. So this is what I'm going to currently have, and this is not what I actually want. So this is the default UV that we had when we brought this as a cylinder. So we need to now change it to our own, following all of these places where we have marked. So once I have all the faces selected, and I'm going to unwrap, and that will unwrap all of these. So you can see this section. So these are the top and the base of this object, and this rectangular part is this, and you can see the two holes that we marked there, and this handle is this right here. Okay, so you just slice that open and you have this. So what we need to do now is we need to start moving some things. All right, so here I'm going to select this, just hit L to select a connected island. I remember I told you that. So it's going to pick them as an island. So I can just use G to move this here. You can see we have a problem, and that problem is highlighting some parts here. So let me switch to um, a mode here in UV space to syncing selection mode. If I click here, it's going to take me to sync selection mode. Then I can L to select this, G to move. Still, oh, okay. I think I see why we're having that. I have proportional editing on, so that's why that is happening. So even if I come here and while I have everything on, L to select this, and G, I don't have that issue. So you need to also look at why we're having issues. So that's because we have this proportional editing on. That's why. So deselect L and G to move this outside. So when you have all of this, your chord space, you do not want to have them too close because of bleeding from one part of the texture or from one part of the model to another part when you are texturing them. So you will really want to have some space so that if I accidentally paint and it comes out, it doesn't enter into this. So I will do the same thing for this. So what I'm going to do here is I need to identify where the top is. So if I select this top, select this. So you can see that this, I'm holding down shift. This is the way this goes. So that means this top is probably somewhere here. So if I hit A, I'm going to come select this one. Hit A, not A actually, L to select the island. I need to rotate this such that this part is facing up. So it looks like we have this. So I'm going to R for rotate. I just come here, type 90 degrees because I'm seeing the value changing here. If you type 90 and it's going upside down, just undo, type minus 90. So we have that done. And then this is the island that you have. But now the issue with this now is that instead of me having a straight rectangle, I'm having a curve. So there is something I can do actually. So if I come here and I select this, I use Alt to select that part. I can right click. I have option to straighten. So you can decide to straighten, sorry, not straighten, align actually. I have option to align X and Y. If I align X, you see what it's doing is going vertical. So I need the other option. So if I align Y, it's going to straighten all of these points and then we have them straighten. So I'll do the same thing for all of these. So use Alt, right click, align Y, use Alt to click this, right click, align Y. So sorry, Control Z. I need to make sure I have everything selected. So this is the point. So I'm just going to, or I could just actually go to edge mode, Alt to select this, Shift Alt to just select all of these guys. Make sure all the lines are selected, then right click, align, and that will do that. And we'll do the same thing for this guy. Alt, Shift Alt, Shift Alt. And that's just the thing you need to do in order for you to right click, align X, and you see all of this, we will have to just come back here. So because you already have this hole, so we will have to start moving this. Just note that. So I will skip that and come to this one first. I want to do the ones that are easy for me to align. So right click, align X, and I'll do the same thing for all of them. So because of time, I will not do all of this, and I'll just go back. I just have to go back, but you get the whole thing. You can do that. Then you can also make all of these vertical. So by just Alt clicking this and right click, then you say align X. It's going to straighten them. So you just have to do that for everything. And just come here, Ctrl Z, and select that, and just have to make sure all of them is selected. And once you have them all selected, you right click, align X, and it's going to do that. Okay, so I'm going to skip that, and let's just arrange these things into position. So there's something here that is, I don't know what that is, but then I think it's something that is negligible that we can, let's just switch so that we can see first. Let's synchronize. If I select this, where is it? So it's probably inside this hole here, probably there. So camera won't really see that. So it's something I can actually do away without. So I'll select this, grab this here, select all of this, grab this, and you want to also make sure that this thing is inside your island. You don't want anything going outside this texture island. All right, so it's very important to note that. So I'll first move all of this into position. Then if I select all and I right click, let me see. If I go to UV, yeah, if I go to UV, I can come here and I can say average island. It's average island scale or park island. I think it's um, Park Island, yeah. So it's going to try as much as to do this, but I actually do not like the fact that it's rotating this. So let me see if I. Okay, so I guess I will just have. So what the average will do is that. Let me just explain that. If I scale this up and I select all, now I've tampered with the scale of these. If I select all and I say average island, is going to scale them the way they are scaled in the 3D interface. So that's what I would do. So I think what I would do is I'll just do a little bit of a scale to scale this down so that they are all fit into this island. And that's how I'm going to unwrap this cap. So if I go back into this section, / to bring this back, and / to isolate this, and we can also go to edit, UV edit, / to select this / and then we can do similar thing here, because right now it's also giving us what we had when we brought this in as a cylinder object. So let's just quickly do that. I'm going to cut some of the things open here. So let me go into subdivision surface and some of the bevels, simple deformer, just hide them for a moment, and so that I can see what I'm going to be unwrapping. So I'll go to edge mode, select this part, and you mark seams. I want to do similar thing here. You mark seams, and maybe I'm going to mark somewhere here also, and also mark somewhere down here. You mark seams, and then I want to do one that goes straight down. So I'm going to pick one of these ones that don't have this. So I'll just alt and click this so it goes all through, but I'm going to remove this from there because I don't want to cut through that part. And I'll do similar thing here, shift and click this out, and I think this is pretty much what I want. So I'm going to U and then mark that seam, so I have a line that I'm going to be cutting through. So if I go to face mode, A to select all, and by the way, tab, let me be sure that I'm in 111 scale. So I'm in 111 scale. So once I go to face mode and I select everything, U, and I unwrap, it's going to unwrap that, and that is what you have here. So what I'm going to do now is to, like I said, let me rotate this easy for me. So this will be easy for me to scale to make straight. So I'll just do that in a moment. So let me just select this and grab this out of the way. I can bring this back later. So G, move this out of the way. So we're already synchronizing. So let's select this point. So you can see the way it's moving. So that means this is the top. This place is meant to be to the top part. So I'll just select this island, R for rotate, come here. You can see the value up here changing is a negative value. So I'll just write -90, and I'll cross check again, select this, that. You can see that that is working fine. I'll move this out. And let's check this again. So I think this is for the inside part. And okay, so this is the base. You can see that, while this is the top. Alright, so that means this has to rotate all the way. So I will just R for rotate. We can just say 180 degrees, and that will solve that. So let's move that away also. And now this, we are left with this. So let's check what this is. Yeah, I think it's this. Yeah. So let's see where, let's just troubleshoot this. This is this, and that is, oh, that's the top. So this is going to the top. So we need to rotate this the other way. So R for rotate, coming this way. That's 180. And now that we have this done, so let me quickly straight. This is looking straight, so we are fine with this. So I will just work with these guys. So I'll just go to edge mode, select that edge, and then right click, align X. I'll do the same thing here. Right click, Ctrl Z. Sorry, let me be sure what I'm doing. This is really, oh, okay. I'm having something here. So I think it's because we are here. So I'll have to just change this back to UV interface, and that should help us. We shouldn't get into that error. So I just want to select this, right click, align Y. Yeah. So Alt and click, right click, align Y, right click, align Y. So do the same thing for all of these guys till all of them are sorted. So just zoom into this, right click, align Y, right click, align Y. And then I also need to still do align X because this is meant to be straight. So I'll do the same thing here, right click, align X, Alt click, align X, then sorry, Alt click, right click, and align X. So I'll do the same thing for all of them till we'll have this. And now it's so funny that I know what could be in your mind now is that, is it possible for me to just automate everything, select everything like this and do that? No, it will bring everything together. So you just have to do them one by one. So that's just the thing here. So I'm afraid you'll have to take the pain to do this. That I guess this is one of the reasons why you have people hating UV Unwrap. It's not the best topic out there as a 3D. When you are into 3D, it's not one of the best. It's one of the topics that people do not even want to meddle with. All right, so I have this and that is done. So let's just do this again for this one. So I'll select this, right click, align X. Sorry, not align X, align Y. Alt click this, align Y. Alt click, align Y. Don't forget X is for the vertical, so don't miss that. And then the last one for this, and then we need to go back for the vertical. So this is align X, align X, align X. And the good thing here is that it's going to put them in their position. So don't worry about whether this is intersecting there. It will put it where it belongs. All right, so that's the good thing with unwrapping in Blender. It's really intelligent and smart to know that you can do all of that and it will sort you out. You don't have to go through any stress apart from this normal stress that we are going through now. Okay, we're almost done. And then we have this unwrapped and straightened out. So what we just need to do is to position these guys here. So just move these into position. This is fine. They fit into the whole space. G to move this here. Select this. Let's move this out first. Select this one. G to move this right here. and select this G to move this right here. So we are not going to have any bleeding whatsoever. And G, we can move this here, and then G, we can move this here. And then we're done with the body of our products. And that's how you're going to unwrap your products. And that's just basically, this is more like an introduction to unwrapping. So basic way you can unwrap, once you understand where your cuts are and how to put those cuts, and then you just have unwrapping as easy as what you just saw. All right. So I'm going to stop here in this video, and it's already long. So in the next video, we're going to look at how to texture, how to composite this, put this in a camera composition for render, for still render, and also maybe lighting, and then look at texturing later on. But for in the next video, we're going to do a camera composition and lighting for this product. So do have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.